Yo, it's your boy Six and welcome back to yet another tutorial. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button to support the channel and to be notified of each week's new video. This week's effect is called Jackula by Michael DeMarco, which is a self-working, no setup card trick that you can do with any deck of cards. I'm going to be showing you two versions of this effect. I'm going to show you the original from Michael DeMarco, and then I'm going to be showing you just a couple of tweaks that I made that I think just clean up the original handling. Let's go ahead and take a look at the effect and get right into the explanation. Two jokers, and then the deck of cards can be shuffled by the spectator, and it doesn't really matter, it's a mixed deck. And then I have them take out 9 cards, any 9 cards from anywhere they want. And there's a reason for that, because they say good things come in threes. Some people say people die in threes, so that's not a very good thing. You know, the 3 has a very significant power in our culture. For instance, third time's a charm. So I'm going to use a little bit of luck with these cards today, because the cards are going to work and do the trick for me. So I'm going to need a little bit of luck. So I'm going to use 3 piles of 3 cards. The spectators shuffle each pile if they want. It's all up to them. They pick any one pile, give it a mix, and look at the bottom card. So in this case, this will be their card, just so you can see it. It's the Jack of Diamonds. It's fine if I see it. And they're going to drop it on any one of the other piles, and of course they can shuffle, pick up the next pile, shuffle those, and drop it on top like that. So now those cards are lost inside the pack. And you know what? I'll give it one more shuffle just like this. You get the idea. So now they're mixed, another cut added in. So the jokers, like I said, are gonna need all that luck, and that's why I use those 3s, because I'm gonna rely on luck to see if this works. I'm gonna place the jokers on top just like this, one on top, one on the bottom. And if I take, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place one to the bottom and deal the next one. And I'm gonna do this continuously to see how we do. Now the cards are narrowed down, and now we have roughly like 3 cards. So one of those are probably the selected card. So let's try it again. I'm gonna do the same thing: one down, one under, one down, one under, just like this, continuing all the way through. And now you'll see that we actually end up with just 1 card between those jokers. Strangely enough, it happens to be the selected Jack of Diamonds. And that is Jackula. So let me talk to you about the presentation of the original effect before we go directly into the method. I don't like this personally, but I feel like I'm inclined to share it with you because it's worth noting. So in the original, they don't use the jokers, they use the jacks, because the idea is that they're 2 Draculas, or Jackulas as they refer to them, and those are going to go and find the victim. So you would take out some party guests, and all these guests arrive at the party, they're mingling amongst their groups, and we have to select one group to find a victim. So someone selects a group, mixes them up, looks at the card, and then you follow the same procedure. And then the Draculas, or Jackulas, are gonna go through and find the victim. It's kind of a cute presentation, but not for me. I just wanted to share that with you in case you'd like that, maybe for a Halloween next year and you performing at an event that requires a cute presentation. That would work, but let's get into how I do it. So the deck is obviously shuffled and any 9 cards are taken out. So this is just 9 cards from the deck. The spectator can take them out. What I would like to do, usually if I'm making 3 piles, I'd throw them out like this. I'd have one person shuffle, another person shuffle, another person shuffle. So this way all the piles are shuffled before I do anything, so I don't touch them. It's a nice way to get spectators involved as well. When you're performing, the more people that can get involved, the more that they can touch the cards, the more they feel attached to the magic, and it feels much more impressive for spectators. So let's just say they picked I'm actually going to pick a pile that I had 4 hearts in here, because I'm going to swap that out. So let's say this was the pile, they shuffled it up, and it ends up with the 4 hearts at the bottom. So it really doesn't matter. They shuffle whatever card ends at the bottom. I'm just going to use the 4 hearts here, because I'm going to swap it out for another one with a blue back, so we can keep track of it. So this would be the spectators select the card, they shuffled, they take a look, and this is the card that they looked at. Now what's going to happen is they're going to place this packet on either one of these packets, and they've already been shuffled, which is nice. So either packet doesn't make a difference, place it on top. So that card is now 3rd from the top of the packet. Then they pick up the other packet that they didn't use, shuffle that up, and drop that on top. So far it seems very, very fair. Now you can pick up the cards. This is a good time to add in some false cuts. So you can give the cards a cut like that. If you don't know how to do any false cuts, you can watch some of these videos that I have here with false cuts, but this would be a good time to do that. So now you're gonna do what's called the anti-pharaoh, and you're gonna do this under the guise of saying, I'm gonna shuffle up the cards and give them a cut. And the way you're gonna do that is you're gonna push over the top card and you're gonna pull that back, and you're gonna bring forward the second card, the even card comes forward. You're gonna pull back the third card, the fourth card, the next even card goes forward, bringing back the next card, and you're gonna keep doing this up and down until you can't go anymore. Now I say, look, we shuffle the cards, because it looks like you kind of shuffle them. Drop this table and say we throw in the cut, and we're ready to begin. I just wanted to be clear on one thing. So after you do this up jog, you're gonna pull out these cards, the ones that you just up jogged, the ones that are now on my left hand, and you're gonna place those on top. And the way I do that is I drop the right hand packet on the table and then drop these on top. So the one with the selection is going onto the top. I didn't make that clear in the original video, so I just wanted to make sure that was very clear. Pull out the up jog cards and drop them on top. Let's get back to the tutorial. All you really did was place the selection in the third position. So you got the card to the third spot. Now here's the deal. You can do whatever you want to get that card to the third spot. It really doesn't matter. So if you didn't like that cut procedure, you don't have to do it. You can just take the 9 cards, have one card selected, and control it to the third position. And use any card control you like, but you can literally just have a card taken out and just control to the third position. In fact, you don't even have to use this packet. You can use the whole deck, have a card selected from the deck, control it third from the top, and then after maybe some false cuts here, then you could say, we'll take the top 9 cards, but you already know that the selection is third from the top. So all you have to do really is get the selection third from the top by any means necessary. You can use the one that I showed you or any of the ones I just recommended. Once it's there, now you're gonna place this joker on top and place this joker on the bottom. One on top, one on the bottom. And you're gonna do a down under deal. Now here's the only thing I don't like about this effect is that you're gonna do the down under deal twice, but when you do it twice, the second time it's gonna change a little bit. So let me show you what happens the first time. In the first time, I'm gonna take the joker from the top, place it to the bottom. The next card goes down to the table. Next card to the bottom, to the table, bottom, table, and you're gonna keep going down and under until you run out of cards. Just like this. So now you end up in this position, and you have the selection is actually going to be second from the bottom, and then what's going to happen here is that you have the 3 random cards here. They're random cards, so you can actually show them to the spectator and say, you know, one of these is probably your card, but let's keep going. And this is going to build up some kind of tension, and they're going to think that you maybe messed up, so at the end it might make it a little bit more impressive. So again, we're going to follow the same thing, but like I said, it's going to change in the second time we do it. And how is that going to change? Well, now, instead of placing the top card to the bottom, I'm going to place the top card to the table. And the next card goes under. We start off at the table this time, just like this, continuing all the way through. Keep dealing until all the cards have been dealt. One to the table, one underneath, and you'll see that you end up with the selection sandwiched between the jokers. You can say now we ended up with 1 card, all by luck, all by chance. Let's see how we did, and we got your selected card, the 4 of hearts. A very, very nice effect. Again, when you do the first down under deal, you're starting by taking the top card, putting it to the bottom. When you do it a second time, you have to start by taking that card and putting it to the table. That is the only thing you have to remember for this. However, I didn't like that idea. I kind of rather make sure that it either goes to the table or goes under from the beginning. So let me show you the way in which I perform this. So we're gonna begin again with the piles. Just from here, the card is looked at just to pick up from where we were before, and this is just the one change that I made. So that gets dropped on top. Again, they take another package, shuffle it, same idea. Now here's where mine changes. So I'm still gonna do this unshuffle procedure, but instead of placing this packet on top, I drop this one to the table. At the table, unshuffle the cards, and we'll even throw in a cut. So what that does is that place the selected card second from the bottom. That's the one change already. So instead of that first packet that I pull out going on top, it now goes to the bottom. I'm gonna take the jokers, drop one on top, drop one on the bottom, same procedure so far. And now I'm gonna deal like we did the first time underneath, one to the table, underneath, one to the table, underneath, one to the table, and you keep going all the way through. So this is for the most part pretty similar. And now we can end up with a position. Now the card actually does end up between those jokers. But now, like I said, I didn't like that the second time we did this, we had to deal to the table, so I don't. Because I put that packet to the bottom, and now the selected card was second from the bottom originally, now when I do it again, this top card again goes to the bottom, and it keeps everything the same. I go through the dealing procedure, and now I like the way I end better here, because now I can stop and go, oh wait, one card ended up between the jokers. And now I can spread these cards and say, really, out of all these cards, you could have picked any card. One card here ended up between the jokers. Now look at the display already. I like that I end up with a nice spread. The two jokers with one card in the middle. I have them name the card that they looked at. Now I can turn it over and show it was the 4 of hearts. Again, a couple of reasons that I like my version. A, it's because the consistency is there. So each time I do the under and down, it's the same, right? It doesn't switch. Now, to be honest, no one's going to notice you switching whether you dealt one to the bottom and then one to the table first. No one's really going to notice it. So if you like that version better, do that version. Personally, I just like keeping it consistent. So one goes under, keep down to the table, and you do it both times. And in this case, you end up with a beautiful display at the end. And I think, to me, great magic with a nice visual appeal. It kind of shows as a conclusion and kind of paints the picture that the trick is over. I like the idea of spreading out the cards. I like the fact that as I deal through the first round, I don't have to go through all these cards because there's already one card in between. Everyone can already see that. So already it's an impressive moment because everyone goes, oh, one card ended up in between. Now I can spread these cards out and people already know where this is going. You could have had any card. I separate these. What was your card? We got it, the 4 of hearts, and it adds a nice little touch. Again, it's not a major change. I'm not claiming like I recreated the effect or anything, nothing original. That's why I just wanted to add it on to the original because I just think it's a nice little thing you can do. So pick which version you like the best. Comment below, tell me which one you like, and that's it for this week. I'll see you all on the next episode.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my